Welcome to the molybdenum software show, where there was one, there are now three, and there probably will be four if we keep this up. And if you are interested in becoming that fourth, shoot me a message. I am easy to reach. Rob, take command.
Taking command. Jeremy, do you want to jump on the helm?
Where? Open API. That sounds right.
Open API. Yeah. Where exactly?
Show you guys two things that I maybe I'll when it's my turn.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we have some compiler errors. I guess we can see where that takes us. API circ lib. Find the... All right. Yeah, so we were doing this impl API. This rings a slight bell. And we were looking at examples of how to write APIs that return results. Where we this is the place to go.
I think it's a matter of seeing the unmet trait bounds and then making sure that those traits are implemented.
The trait pound blah is not set aside. Specifically into
the
result.
That result itself does not satisfy into result.
Okay. Implemented for regular result?
There is a bound on that implemented for a result. That's the same result we're using, right? But that T for which an implementation exists, that T probably also needs to already implement something else.
Okay.
Maybe
so we're not
API
getting that
response
from the error message. We need to dig to figure that out.
It seems like it, yes.
Okay. And would this tell us? Or is this just as unhelpful?
What is that?
The trait to JSON is not implemented for landed in. That's the thing you were saying, right?
Uh-huh.
So, okay, there are two things. One is landed error needs to implement API response, but I guess it doesn't. And then is the other that landed in.
The second would solve the first.
Well, the second is just talking about landed in, isn't it?
Oh, the first is about landed error. I see.
Yeah. It makes sense to me that both halves of this result somehow need to get turned into, HTTP responses.
Yes.
So, okay, which one should we do first?
I feel like the second one's easier.
All right.
To JSON.
To JSON. Okay. How do they do that? Do the examples show us?
Which to JSON is that?
The capital T and a capital J.
Is that probably from Poem OpenAPI?
Maybe. plausible. I'm going to go into the examples. And okay, there's generic, content type except. It's all in the Open API examples. Do we think any of these three are worth reading?
Mm,
Or you could read docs.
sure.
I don't know.
I'll just go with. You just want to start at the top, see if the first one's useful. Let's look at it.
Could have a README? Nope. Okay. To JSON. Okay, here's an example of a response object. Oh, it's genericized, so it's saying, and then we're deriving object. Is that maybe something that'll give us the to JSON we need? If you derive POEM API object on your struct, your response struct.
Maybe can we see the docs for object? What is that supposed to be?
POEM API object. So if you derive the
Well, what's the title for this?
title,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what the title is. Sorry.
Description. Define a Open API object. Is that, what's that arrow? Does that collapse?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So if we derive this macro, is it possible we end up implementing some traits?
The object trait, I believe. Derive macros are typically named the same, if not by convention, then by rule,
Okay.
as the trait that they end up deriving.
So you'd not expect it to like cause us to implement that to JSON trait.
But the way this works is that you may implement or derive one trait, and then there's a generic implementation.
Ah, got it.
The way I would look at it,
All right.
I'll rotate.
Yeah, I will. Jimmy, I'll pass you command.
Sorry, am I in command?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take command.
Great. And Don, thank you for
got the helm.
sharing. Great.
Am I in the right branch? Yes. Okay. One thing I wanted to show you guys is this. I'm now in a Lua REPL.
Oh, I want a Lua REPL.
Yeah. I'm
Is
not
that
sure
built
why
in?
there is no completion. Come on, give me completion. This should exist, right? Okay, it does. I had completion. Vim, but well, here's completion. This is what I was doing. So this, for example,
Yeah, that's quite nice. Is this a plugin or is this core?
it's a plugin, and then
Ah,
I'm a little bit surprised
Oh.
that this doesn't exist in core.
I know.
So right,
Yeah,
just a REPL.
I looked for it in core, didn't find it. And I was like, really? And I saw some plugins and I was like, really? I guess
So
I didn't
this
actually
is
try any
all
of
I
them.
needed to do.
Nice.
Really
Says
that simple.
Neo REPL. That's cool.
And that would have been useful a month ago when I was deep in Lua plugins.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is, I'll show you. Go to some file. It's probably API source lib. See, do I remember the map? So I have this virtual lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, and they are substitute for virtual text, but they take up lines, and sometimes when everything is broken, it's discouraging.
Mm-hmm.
So I set it up so that they could toggle between them and virtual text, which don't take up lines.
That's nice.
I think it's this. Just toggle between them.
That's nice. I will steal that from you.
And that's also trivial. It's the latest commit here. It's basically just calling vim diagnostic config and flipping two current values.
Very
Nice.
nice. I did realize one of the reasons because I tried out virtual lines like a month ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that annoyed me was when you're in insert mode. Have you noticed this?
Mm-hmm.
They'll disappear.
They disappear.
Like you go back
You're
to having the
saying
line.
this.
Yeah.
You go to insert mode.
And then start typing stuff.
Oh, if you break the syntax, maybe they'll disappear. Yeah.
I don't know. Does it even require breaking? Yeah. So which I find incredibly jarring when I'm just typing some stuff, and then like the height of everything is jumping around.
Yeah.
Like on this line, it's not so bad, but if you do it like halfway down your buffer,
Yeah.
like not bad here because there's nothing above you.
Yeah.
But if there's stuff above you,
makes sense. It's great that I can toggle them now.
mm-hmm.
So what I'll do is I'll go find into JSON or
Okay.
to JSON
Mm.
this trait and go to implementations of foreign, like try to understand what do I need, how, if there are implementations on foreign types, how do I get my type to implement this? So
Is object one of the foreign types?
well, it won't be a foreign type because I think object is a POM API.
It's not foreign.
Right. And foreign is, these are typically would be from stud. These are from stud, but sometimes they're from another library, which happens to be popular enough, or maybe it's a library that this library extends.
Got it.
So these are implementations
So where
of foreign
are the
types.
implementations on non-foreign types?
I think it'll be here under implementors.
Okay.
This crate provides implementors. Email, host name, password, JSON field.
Okay.
Otherwise, and there's plenty of things are to JSON out of the box, right? Plenty of things from stud, but none of the structs that we define are. Does that make sense?
Right.
So one way to is just to implement, right? Like to say,
Yeah.
okay,
How hard is it to implement?
but I would suspect, probably not hard, but I would suspect that, and notice that this value, that's
from sturdy JSON.
Yeah. And I would also suspect that this can be derived.
Yeah, like if our struct is made up entirely of JSONifiable things, then the struct should be JSONifiable.
Right, but that's not automatic. You don't get that for free. You need to probably look at to JSON again and see maybe there's a the
We're hoping to find a derived macro.
types. Yes, but I'm not seeing one.
And in the example we looked at, the response struct was, I guess I don't remember. We saw that it was deriving object. Did we see that they were explicitly implementing to JSON?
Rotate it.
Okay, I'll send command to you. Shall
Rob, take the helm. What was the question, Jeremy? The example,
Yeah, the example we were looking at.
there was an object trait that is derived. Am I right? Let's look for that object trait in these docs.
This object
Yes.
trait.
There's a trait. No, there's a derive macro, but I don't see.
Hmm.
Yeah, so what does the derive macro do?
Yeah, what does it do?
This is defines an object. But like, what concretely does it mean to define an object?
Examples. Maybe object is no object must be from. There must be a trait associated with it because this it derives a trait. Where is
Would
the
the
trait?
source code make it obvious?
Probably. But can't we go to the top again?
All right. Yeah,
Try searching again for object. What do we?
still had it open here.
Huh. Well, there is this is object type trait
Mm-hmm.
represents an object type. Can you click that? Maybe that's it.
That did not seem helpful.
Yeah, let's look at the code. Look at the
All
implementation for that derive.
Let me just go to, was it poem?
You can get to there via the documentation.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Documentation for
it's there.
2 tabs to the left.
Where would it?
Object,
Uh-huh. Oh, source.
source.
Gotcha. Oh, but then it takes me, okay, so it takes me to the source for the version of the docs that I'm reading.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So
All right.
you see that just like any other derive macro, this is a function from token stream to token stream.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no type that tells you what code it's trying to generate.
Mm-hmm.
But we can follow the logic here and go to object generate. It's easier to do that locally or in GitHub.
I guess let's just, is there a way to get from here to GitHub or no?
Don't think so.
All right. I'm just gonna start share. Object generate.
GitHub has it understands this. I think you can click it, select it.
Takes me to the.
Maybe you selected a bit too much for it to be
too
useful.
much? Like just this?
Maybe.
Huh.
Maybe it's not selecting. Maybe it's clicking. Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, I do see something on the right.
Yeah.
There's a list. Maybe the right thing is on that list. What is line? That
Which one?
definition? I'm not sure. I'm looking for the definition of
Yeah.
generate. There is fn generate. It's poem grpc build.
Oh,
Poem.
these are all the matches I see
The
now.
fourth one,
Okay.
isn't it?
Fourth one.
Or maybe it's OAuth scopes. Maybe it's the fifth one. I think it's the fifth one.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, okay.
I think that's it.
Objects, source, okay.
Some point here we should see something that looks like code generation, like line 125. You see that macro quote?
Yeah.
That is macro for generating literal code with bindings inserted into it. There should be more of this. I'm not saying it's easy to understand what's going on here or to find the exact thing that we're looking for, like which trait this is trying
JSON
to
show up anywhere in here?
implement.
Is it still in the same function? Seems like it's close. Parse from JSON.
I think we
To
might be
JSON.
looking for impl space some trait for. See all these?
To JSON.
Ooh. Like something like this?
Okay, so maybe it's enough to derive objects?
These are probably the contents of a quote invocation. So this is like this is all generated code. Does that make sense? It seems like this derive macro implements or derives several traits for your type.
And that's surprising to you, Shar? That's not normal?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Parse from XML. Okay, so yeah, these are all cool. We get XML, YAML.
Got it all. So yeah, let's try deriving it.
All right. Should we rotate?
Yeah.
Is it worth me throwing this in a chat somewhere?
I think we've got enough to just try deriving the object.
Okay.
Take command.
All right, taking command. Jeremy, take to the helm.
Okay. So I'm going to do this thing, derive object. I'm going to put it on our response object. Now, I guess what's weird is we don't actually have really.
It's landed in.
Landed in. Thank you. Indeed. Object. That's probably not defined, right? Home open API. Oh boy. All right. We can't derive that. The associated type is required, exists, or is not happy with this. And the reason it's not happy with this is it doesn't implement OpenAPI type. It would be okay with a slight.
the entire it's not about vec, it's about branch. Because vec is most
Thank
likely.
you. Okay, got it. Yep. All right.
So the entire tree needs to be.
Makes sense. That's what we'd expect. So this one also is going to get OpenAPI up. And now it wants named field. Uh-oh. So
No. It's not going to get named fields because the way that this branch is serialized is without fields, right? It's just serialized into the string that is. So it may not be a derive in this case.
We just have to implement to JSON explicitly.
I'm not sure. It's a good question.
That
But
feels
it's definitely
to me
not
like
the default.
Explicit is probably the way. It's like we've got a thing. It's like a tuple of length 1.
Sometimes derives have options, and then you could tell it, hey, this is, with.
Well, is that these macro parameters?
Well, it looks like from the first syntax synopsis there, it looks like it's meant to be called on top of a curly. I don't even know what that's not Rust. That needs to be something.
Yeah, I don't know how to parse this.
Like struct foo before the curly's there.
Oh yeah, good call.
Screaming kebab case, I love it. Yes, I'd say we should just implement JSON. This doesn't seem like it's gonna do what we want. Y'all have a different idea?
No,
I don't see a field here that.
Not sure.
There are macro parameters, so those are the ones that'll be not on a field but at the top
Right.
level. And there doesn't seem to be something for supporting a tuple struct.
Are you okay with me just doing it?
Yeah, try.
So I'll leave that there. Here we're going to say impl to JSON, all cap, for brand, and
I think
implement missing number to JSON. This is real simple, right? I'm just going to do return self.0 or something. Okay, maybe.
Well, look, it's
sum. Is that what
sorry, how do we get SQLX in this picture at all?
No idea. Maybe I've got the wrong to JSON. Nope.
Go to this trait, please. Go.
Option value.
Yeah, value.
30
days on value. That's not right.
Implement missing number.
Looks like a bug.
A re-exported version of it.
Oh.
It is.
Wow.
Weird.
But
not how I want that to look.
That's passed to a module. It's like you selected the path in which it exists.
Oh, whoops. 30 JSON value is what I want.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. And then it can't. Is that because we don't depend on 30 JSON? Is that why we got such a weird re-exported value?
Huh. Well, then,
Yeah, we don't.
well, hold on. That means that if the compiler allows Poem OpenAPI to expose this, right, as the return part of the return type of this public trait, then it must be reachable via not only 30 JSON but via Poem OpenAPI.
Not only via SQL app, but
Not via
yeah.
either of them. Right? Like we
Okay. If I
happen to
go
have
like
it.
this and ask it to fill in, it's not giving me an option that comes out of Poem.
It gives you one option, but we already know that. Yeah, I don't know why, but I think a public trait cannot, it's not legal to, because otherwise you cannot implement, your user cannot implement it if you don't provide
Right.
them with the type.
Yeah. So here we are back in the implementation, and you see that it's returning a value, but I guess I don't know where I'd see it getting re-exported.
Well, you can search in the docs.
First 30 JSON value. I don't know. Maybe undefined.
That's a variant.
Okay.
This makes me think that we're not using that trait the way we're supposed to.
Okay.
Another option is to, instead of try to implement this this trait for that type, for the branch type, we could change the deriving of it on the parent type.
Mm-hmm.
But then we'd do that. We'd have to do that on all usages, which is
Right.
not ideal.
Yeah. So for us, there might only be one right now, but it does feel silly to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I'm curious. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to do here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good call.
The right way to implement this, right? And then I am going to just try return delta. And then I'm going to say sum of delta.
But JSON value is a type. It's not
Okay.
like an imp or something.
All right. Sure. Give me a string. Okay. Give me parentheses. Moving a value out of self. Something like that. So I can probably copy or clone it or something. Is this? Why is it complaining here? I have tried to implement.
Should we rotate?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Jeremy, take command.
Okay. Shahar, your stream. Take the helm.
this. Well, this problem is just a matter of cloning the string. And
Cool. Now, what's that complaint above all about?
can shorten this to a tail expression. This, let's see, to JSON, self needs to be type.
Uh-oh.
So you can't just implement to JSON, you have to also implement type. And that maybe that's why the derive is so useful.
The derive of object.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go again to the documentation for it, because I think we're missing something. It told us that only named fields are supported, right? That's why we tried to implement.
That's right.
Oops. Also, how is it not in scope?
I think we were fully qualifying it.
So I'm going to try this again.
All
Field must be named. Well, maybe so we can rename. Does that make sense? Like we can still use. This is rename the object. Sorry, these are field parameters. Rename the field. And field parameters examples. This is a very short example, but I'm going to try. OAI.
I don't think there's a way to make the key disappear. If we give it a name
equals.
We haven't named it yet, right?
Right, it's a tuple struct. Don't have named fields, positional fields only. What if we give up and make it a positional field, a named field? Make this
That would change our API.
Would it?
Right. That would introduce an object in our API where previously there was a string.
Yes, but yeah. Okay, examples? Because I don't know how to use this.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure the examples cover this.
Poem Open API. Where do I get this from?
Is in the repo.
Poem web poem.
There's an examples and then.
I mean, can we see how they implement to JSON for some of the standard library?
GitHub repo poem web. That's that would be interesting. Yeah, that would be good thinking. Let's go. Let's do that.
All right.
Poem. I don't think I'll have. They don't have a flake here, do they?
That would be nice.
Next shell. Packages. What do you think I need?
I've got the Nixos wiki actually has a good minimal list of things you need.
Analyzing. maybe GCC.
So the stuff I need is Rusty, Cargo, Rust Analyzer. The Rusty thing you helped me with, Shahar. That was the error. It was very hard to figure. I couldn't figure it out. It was complaining about no sysroot.
Yeah.
Because it was like invoking Rusty to find the sysroot, and like kind of like I guess it was Rust Analyzer that was doing that.
What was this for?
Just a non-Nix project that I'm working on, and I'm not ready to pull the like, hey, can I add a flake.nix to the root of your repo
Fair enough.
thing?
Yeah.
So I was just trying to sit on my own nvarc that would, give me a development environment.
Mm-hmm.
Is this stuck?
Maybe it's a big folder. I don't know.
Am I out of disk space or something? No.
I mean, it's just copying source. Like what? There it goes.
There you go. Let's see a big source.
Okay, now I have to rotate.
Perfect. All right. So do you want me to go?
I make a. I
I'll
did
hand
make a
command to
change.
you, Shahar.
Nexted.
Okay.
Rob the helm.
In the helm.
I found that if you right-click on the screen share, you can select picture in picture, and then I can get a much, get rid of all the stuff I don't need that keeps my window small.
Picture in picture.
Not useful for you,
Yeah.
because you're looking at your own screen, but useful for me on my little 14-inch laptop screen.
Okay, so damn, can you an echo? Huh. Hold on. All right. So Don, you cloned the source of, was it poem, or what were you actually?
We don't really
cloning?
need to clone for that. We can go to the docs
Okay.
of Poem OpenAPI and look for 2JSON again.
All right.
That's a trait. And go to implementations on foreign types, and then select an implementation on foreign type that is, like, for example, maybe a box or an ARC or an option.
Well, what's a box? Oh, like this? Literally, it's just
right, and then you can click source on that.
Okay.
Okay. That's obtaining the reference to the inner value of the box, calling to JSON on that. That makes sense. Actually, that makes sense. That uses maybe we can do that, but
yeah,
it still, that T needs to also implement something called type. So let's go into that trait. Let's search for that trait called type.
Where do you see type? I don't see it.
I remember it from when we tried to manually implement to JSON.
Oh, sure, got it.
We got an unmet trait bound.
Okay, so you want to look for type, just type?
Type.
Just type.
Don't type, just type. Type
Who's
just
on
chat.
first?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
So is there also a implementation of type for box?
Don't scroll the whole page.
Oh,
Scroll the table of contents on the left.
oh, nice. Okay, yeah, that's much
We're
better.
looking at the list of implementations of foreign types.
Box.
Oh,
Box of
okay,
T.
got it.
Let's go
Okay.
there. Let's click that.
Mm-hmm.
Go to source. Is it explicit?
Oh dear, I don't want to write all that.
I don't think we need to write all that. It's just unlikely to me that we need to write all that. I agree. I don't want to write all that. So this is an explicit implementation of type for box of T, and it's like it has one const, it has two associated types defined. It has this name, schema ref, register, as raw value, raw element, iter, all these methods defined.
And this is all just sending this to the underlying type.
Yes, box being a wrapper type. Yeah, it's mostly calls to as ref. Those two bottom ones. What is the trait type?
How would I find that out? Just go
back to the docs.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the top of the page.
Open API type.
Mm-hmm. It represents an open API type. So a type has a name and a schema ref, which is...
Oh, so that's actually kind of neat. It does mean that if we figure out how to do this, branch is going to show up in our Open API docs as like a thing.
A named type,
rather
yes.
than just a string.
Yes, I wouldn't... I would expect that because of, all the type information that Rust already has.
So can we look at a simpler trait type implementation like
can
string?
this be derived?
Oh, good question.
Is that just going to be a method?
Maybe
How would I
there's...
figure that out?
Well, you could search for type. Maybe there's like a derive equivalent, the
I see what you mean.
Derive.
Let's see. Derive
macro.
New type.
I think new type is exactly what we're talking about, because that's what branch is.
Yep. Can we see that example? Scroll down a little. Yes. Yes. Awesome. That's exactly what we're doing.
Cool.
All right, so that's what we should have been trying to use instead of object.
You see there are all these switches. Like, for example, the one you have selected, toJSON, is whether to implement a toJSON trait.
Interesting. So these are all the options that you were mentioning. You just you set them when you ask to use this derive new type.
Yes, these are macro parameters, and for example, external docs. You can set these, and your documentation will probably, show a link to like, maybe this thing represents some, some data structure that has a spec somewhere else on the web. So you can link there.
Interesting.
Okay, rotate.
All right. Jeremy,
That's a
take
little
the
bit of
helm.
progress.
Sharing.
Let's see.
Okay. So we're not going to import to JSON. Instead, we're going to derive. We're not going to derive object. We're going to derive new type. And we're not going to
Oh,
do
and
this
don't
rename thing.
rename it.
Yep. Okay. Great. Error. Okay. So now we're probably down to just the landed error, which we knew was coming.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
now it's saying, great, good job, guys. So API response is not implemented for landed error. So how do we implement API response for it? Maybe there's something we can just derive.
I hope so.
So
isn't it a JSON? No, this is not JSON.
this is more than JSON because there's an HTTP status code that needs to get associated with the thing.
Line 119, we have an implementation of response error for it. I think this will be replaced by the equivalent OpenAPI thing.
I like that theory. Let's try that. I'll do comment that out, and we'll do API response. Simple API response. What do we need? Missing members. Missing members are meta and register. Whoa. Okay. Those are not what I was expecting.
I think we would probably refrain from this.
Yeah.
Search OpenAPI docs for error. Not much.
Yep. Okay. I want to look for result in the OpenAPI.
But can you result?
Like, are any of these implementing a custom error? That's not a custom error, right? That's just result of some custom error. All of these are either a result of like something in good IO or a result of just one thing.
I don't see any of these search results are from examples.
Whoops. No, these are all sub. I'm doing the search inside of
inside example.
So yeah, these are all examples. But none of these are what I was hoping to find, which was some obvious custom error.
Perhaps in the docs, if we look at that error module, we'll find something.
Error module.
Some common error types.
Mm-hmm.
Parsing errors are not. They're kind of handled by the framework for us.
Sure. But they do implement the things, right? Like response error. This is what we want. Fun. But this is what I'd expect to happen. Oh, is this the thing we've already implemented? Poem
I
error.
think so. That's poem. So
Okay,
if it is already implemented, why isn't it accepted by Poem Open API? What does Poem Open API? What is it missing?
API response not mentioned.
Not mentioned here. Search it in the. search. That's the trait, and there is a derive macro.
Okay. Well, we can try using that. API response, create user response, okay string, okay with body, you annotate with data surge. This feels like we're going to be repeating ourselves in some weird way. Bad request handler. Turns when the user
Look at
already
that.
exists.
That's interesting because this is like declaratively stating what the response could be, but you can see
Right,
that
like
there
they're
is no
not
type. There's no error type.
create user response. User already exists.
This
This
is
is an
just a
enum
variant on
variant.
the create user response enum.
Yeah.
Perhaps POEM Open API forces us to, or encourages us to implement it this way.
Yeah. Okay. So let me scroll down to the next example.
Example
This
on
is
an error
example as
type.
an error type.
As an error. What's the error type?
Enum
Here.
create
Yes.
user response error.
It's simply derived on it.
And here's a result of response and error. Okay. So I guess we get to choose.
Right. Well, if we get to choose, then we should choose to minimal changes to our existing implementation.
Agreed. So over here, I'm going to add derived API response. Okay, wonderful. And now it's complaining about the missing status. Makes sense. I guess we need to say that, but ideally we don't have to repeat ourselves.
Yeah, let's rotate. Jeremy, you take command.
Okay, Don, take the helm.
Helm. Starting. Wait, what? No. Going here. Start it. No, I don't want to rewrite. I want to actually load.
Sahar, your prompt looks like it has a pumpkin in it, which makes me very happy.
What are you talking? My prompt. What prompt?
Your shell prompt looks like it has a pumpkin.
Yeah,
This?
the orange, yeah.
I've been looking at it for years, but I guess I'm just primed to see pumpkins.
It's supposed to be
now.
a cube, right?
It's a box. I think it stands
it's
for
a crate.
It's like closer. Yeah, the closest approximation for a Rust crate.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. So there's another error here, which this is what we have it somewhere, right? Like here.
So the docs show us how to annotate it, but I don't want to repeat this in two different places.
Oh, we probably won't, right?
I hope not.
I just don't.
We implement
See
like
where the
API
existing
search for
implementations of this or this
response error is the thing we're implementing.
Here are implementations for this. Oh, those are not implementations. These
It's an impl for landed error.
These are implementations. There are.
If you search for landed error, you'll see.
Okay, so this is the type. And now I'm going to search for implementations for this type. Nothing?
I see it at the bottom of your screen.
Here. Debug, this error.
The last result there. For landed error. Response error for landed error.
Response error for landed error.
That's it. And that's where the status is.
That's where the status code comes from. Yes, web. And we want to derive, so I could do something like, how does it go? Do you remember? Status
It's like
or
hashtag OAI. Status equals,
OAI, and then status equals.
yeah. I mean, I
This
guess
one
we
is
maybe have to use numbers. I don't know.
non-positive. That's bad request. I don't know. I think I know what bad request is.
400 apparently.
One less error.
Lovely.
And 4PR error. There are two of these.
Okay.
So I think we should simply implement for this. Derive API response for this.
Okay. Great.
Because this is an enum, this is
Hopefully that
not.
works.
But that makes me think that we should implement API response for this. And then we won't need to do that.
Maybe. But that one PR number non-positive error, that's like from a different. Well, maybe that's true for both of these. I don't know.
I'm removing this and I'm going here and I'm deriving API response.
Well, where are we in the code base? Like what file?
Store.
I don't think we should be doing API
We should
stuff
not
in
be
the store.
doing that in store, yeah. And it, okay, so this is the only place that it shows up in, right?
But are we gonna? Yeah. Is 4PR also from store?
Yes.
Darn.
Oh.
So I don't think it should implement or derive API response. But I don't know how to.
So the
But should we actually be floating this out into two separate enum variants? And then massaging between the two domains, going from the store domain to the API domain?
saying there should be two types.
I don't know. Like one way we could have done this would have been for this to be two separate variants of the landed error.
Of the 4PR error. Oh, okay. Two variants. Because this
Like,
has two
yeah.
variants.
Okay. It's like, should we flatten?
Well, what more attributes does the derive for API response have?
Question?
Macro parameter. Background handler. Convert error to the value of the response type. This could help. It's a string, but it's probably an identifier for a function name.
Oh, okay.
Header, display, item, status, content type, actual type, header, extra header. Here. And then
It looks like they're
bad
still
request
defining
handler.
status everywhere though.
Right.
I mean, I don't think it would be terrible for us to basically flatten the hierarchy a little, the error hierarchy. Hand control to you, Shahar. You're in command.
Rob, yeah.
Taking a helm. All right, what were we searching for?
Not sure at the moment.
Okay.
Seems like we're missing what we're trying to refrain from doing is implementing a trait, the trait API response
Mm-hmm.
for an error type that is from another crate that we're using here. It's kind of a messy problem in type strictly typed languages that you have. Sometimes you kind of have, well, I'd rather have just one type for this because it doesn't mean different things to me.
Mm.
But then you say, well, but then I want separation of concerns, right? I want this type to only have to do with with the store.
So you guys are both concerned just about the boundary for for each crate, essentially.
Yeah, for example, if we were to
Yeah.
just implement API response for that error type that is from the store crate,
Mm-hmm.
we would have to include POEM OpenAPI as a dependency of the store crate. And that demonstrates the kind of the leak, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like the fetcher would then depend on a OpenAPI or POEM OpenAPI, and
Oh yeah.
fetcher doesn't right now and shouldn't.
So I think the common solution for this in Rust is just to create a new type to wrap. There's
I
this
don't think we
type.
need a new type though. We can just add another variant to our existing type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's take a look at that store. Let's take a look at that store type. It's
Okay, so it's crates store lib.
there. Yeah, that's the only file apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And here should be something like 4PR error. Search for error.
Error. PR number non-positive error. And then did I go back? Yeah, what else? Where are that's weird.
It's a landed error,
It's
isn't it, or something?
4PR error, and it comes from PR tracker store.
A PR tracker store, so not crate store. So I'm in the wrong file, or no?
No, I think you're in the correct file.
So how come when I look for error, or just only? Oh, just that's not matching on case. Hold on.
I set ignore case, I believe. By
Yeah,
default.
that's usually what I'm used to. Yeah.
This is it.
There's a
There it
smart
is.
case, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like unless you specify capitalization, then match either.
Oh,
Yeah,
I wanna.
I like
Oh,
that
that's
one.
going into my to-do list.
That's super nice. Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing that I like. I don't know if you use asterisk and hashtag to search for the thing under the cursor.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I quite like those, but if you don't use them, you won't be bothered by it. Asterisk and hashtag will search for like the token under the cursor.
Oh.
But it's affected by smart case, which I don't want. Like if I'm searching for the token, I want to
Mm-hmm.
find the exact.
Uh-huh.
So I have a mapping for asterisk and hashtag that make that do what I want it to do.
That's nice,
Nice.
but with a statically analyzed language, you can typically
Yeah,
instead search for the type or whatever.
right.
Okay, so we're here. This is the so for PR error, and we wanted to create another. You said another variant.
Well, no, I think we're not changing the store here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be at the API layer. We have like basically the error response for our API endpoint,
Mm-hmm.
the landed endpoint
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it's called. And right now it's like got this data bearing error variant, which is like for PR error. And maybe it'd be easier if we pull up that file if we go to API lib.rs.
Yeah, lib. Oh,
That's the one.
okay.
And then if you look at landed error, which is defined, I think, in here.
Yeah. Oh man, this cap. It's actually gonna not be smart. Landed error.
So what
Okay.
I'm proposing is we can take that second variant, the 4PR,
Mm-hmm.
and instead explode it into two, where there'd be for the two different
Oh.
ways that it can go wrong. And then each of those can get a status.
I would suggest we try to do that in main. Make sense?
Yeah, we could do it in main.
So it's decoupled
I'd maybe
from
want to
all
like see if this even works before we do.
I would try to see if it even works in main, because then you see if it even works decoupled from all the other changes we already have here. Does that make sense?
I mean, I'm confident we can make that change. I guess what I'm not confident about is if this is enough to make open it, like the open API stuff work, which is unique to this range.
It will. I don't know if it will solve all the no remove all the hurdles along the way, but it will remove this one.
Sure.
And if we look at it and we like it in main,
Yeah.
on top of main, then we like it anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
Rotate.
Yeah, we can rotate. Let's see. I don't think I have anything. Nope. Nothing to next. Let's see. All right.
So I'll go to main.
Yeah. Jeremy, take the helm.
All right. Get pull. Oh boy. Oh, we've had something. Yay, auto updates. Okay. Figure out dash V. Latin. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Really enough.
Dash create. All right. So if we go to APIs to lib landed
Timer.
error. Thank you. All right. So we've got one thing here, but then we can see we always like refer to it explicitly.
Mhm.
And so I guess what I'm saying is we can just have what would this be like equal X error.
Yeah.
And then not PR not found.
This is from memory.
I'm looking down here. The two variants are SQL X and PR not found.
But I think they will in line 86 and 87 they will each will have field. So we will basically in store we will split a variant of an enum into two types.
Sorry, are you proposing changing the store?
I think so.
Okay.
Because what would be you need some data. I mean, does PR not found and SQLX? SQLX has a data in it.
Yeah, so maybe we could put some SQL, I don't know, specific error in here. I'm not sure what. I don't think we do anything with it. Kind of, maybe, silly.
Currently, we don't, right?
Yeah. But like, I think we could make this code compile without changing the store crate.
Hmm.
Unless I'm not understanding something.
I'll leave you guys to figure it out. I'm just along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything that you don't that you want to be clarified, then go ahead.
No. This is totally fine. I'm just. It's a lot of new things, so I'm just. I'm following. I think, but I don't even. I'll let you know if anything comes up. I'll chime in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only pretending to know what's going on. So. But I mean, I think like to make this compile, we would just. I think we're looking at all the errors. I think they all put on my screen.
Try.
Okay. So I'll add a to do here. To do would be nice to.
We don't currently have, so I won't be adding that to do. I wouldn't be adding that to do.
Oh well, isn't it implicitly in there from the 4PR error? Maybe not. Yeah, I think it is, right? Like there's the SQLX error. We had our hands on it, we just didn't do anything with it.
It says error transparent, which means it would forward the display of whatever error that is.
Yeah.
I think you're right, but then it won't be a to do. Just add add that without the binding.
Like that. What? Amp error? Not a. I don't know what type that is. Is it able to tell me? SQLX store error. That's what we want, right?
I don't think it should be in the scope. SQLX, not core.
Okay. Sweet. Don't know how you knew to make that change.
And I think we want transparent for that one.
Okay.
And then we need not transparent, like an explicit display for this one.
I don't know how to do that.
I think it's error.
Okay.
It's similar to the transparent, but instead of the keyword transparent, it's a literal string.
Like that?
And that would be
something like that.
Well,
okay, great.
Well, this is where the error implementation of the store error is currently used in main, because
the transparent
for PR error has a string, like has an implementation of display for PR for both variants.
Mm-hmm.
That's another reason to consider exploding that error type in store. That way we could just reuse those two types here.
Yeah.
One for each variant.
Yeah. I mean, funny, right? Like strings in errors are, who are they for? Like code consuming these errors is not going to be matching these strings. I don't really. Just for people browsing the API. Where I'm going with that thought is like normally I think of APIs as like someday you might want to translate everything, and so ideally your APIs don't return strings. They return, numbers or whatever that the front end can then massage.
You're saying this is decoupled, like this error message, this error display is not necessarily coupled with the same one from the store.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is it seems to me like the thing we show our users might be different than the thing we do internally, and that doesn't like smell wrong to me. Maybe they happen to be the exact same string literal right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll rotate.
Okay.
Rotate. Jeremy,
I'm not
take
like actually
command.
opposed to changing the store. It's just like it feels weird to me that like we're just trying to document our API and now we're changing the store because we're trying to document our API.
Granted. But sometimes doing one thing makes you realize that
Yeah, like
another
if you
thing
think
is
it's better to do
suboptimal.
anyways, I guess I haven't let myself think about that. I've just been like I have this mental block. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, we're just trying to document our API. We shouldn't have to touch the store.
Yeah. For PR error, I would take a look at where it is used, such as this way. And it is, oh, sorry, that's implementations. References. Implementations here. References. It's an import. This is one in the API. This is the one. No, this is landed error. It's another one. Wait, do I feel like I have not like obsolete code right here? I'm not in the right branch, that's why.
Flatten error.
Full main.
So did I miss that we merged the other one?
No.
The other. Oh, okay.
We just abandoned. I mean, not abandoned, but stepped away.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure what. I was like, wait a minute. Did someone else push something and then it was merged and then we're moving on? I was like, what happened?
There. That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is, that's references for the wrong thing. And it's gone for some reason. I think I have it set up in a way where it automatically hides, so I need to be super careful about what I do. For PR error type, references. Here it is in that looks suspicious. Try that again after saving. That looked
Okay.
better.
Yep.
This is implement.
So we'd have
Conversion. That's a
So if we were
conversion. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what is the conversion? The line 100?
Yes.
Yeah. So we could do a match on value
Yep.
and return the two different, the exploded thing. Or if we were going to change the store, now might be the time to do it.
It's strange that this exists at all. This with this error, you get these for free with an attribute.
Oh, interesting.
What changes do we have here? Bit. Wait. I want to see whether. But
maybe we wrote it even though we didn't need it.
But I don't think it matters, because if we might be making a change anyway. But maybe for educational purposes. Also, if we don't make this change, then we'd probably be better off. So let me switch. Let me see if I can do it on main, and then maybe I'll create a branch. Where is it? This one. We want to say that the way to convert from a 4PR error to a landed error is that it is this particular variant, right? Landed error 4PR with the 4PR. If I remove this and I go to like definition of landed error, there is a derive here. And here, all I need to do is add a from.
Gotcha. Click.
Or about this.
Yep.
So
I guess we could have done that.
So that's just possible because of the poem switch, or no?
No, this is a feature of this error.
Oh.
This derive macro is like fancy way of provide convenience for. So it implements the error trait for this enum, and it also implements some conversions. I wonder whether we have the same for this, right? PR non-positive, like from this one.
Yep.
Delete this, then it's missing, and then I delete this from.
Look.
Let's try switch see from this error froms and have people create and become your merge auto with switch main and the that branch ship it. Wait, I didn't commit this. Refactors. Use some this error from matters. Is that okay?
Sure. But I mean, is this all gonna be obsolete if we make the other change?
Maybe, but that maybe is a good enough reason to just ship it, right?
Like, are we one commit on the PR, or do you want to do two separate PRs?
this will just go to as a PR. This commit will go as a PR to main right now. That makes sense?
So you want to
I mean,
merge?
it feels kind of silly to me if it's going to get obsoleted by the next thing we're going to do.
Maybe, but it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't add us. It doesn't add any. So I don't know what
Go
the
for it.
next thing that we're going to do. And this, I know that it's on its own. It stands, right? So here
Okay.
is the PR. Ship it, ship it, ship it. Ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it. Okay. Rotated.
All right.
I take command, Rob, take the helm.
Taking the
Oh,
helm.
sorry, should have handled that.
It's okay.
Gosh. There we go.
Git pull on its own doesn't work.
Habit. I don't explicitly set rebase, and as far as I know, if not like anything's wrong with my branch or anything, but it tries to rebase, and if it can't, then it merges. So I'm always explicit with just rebase if you can't fail. I don't know. Habit I have. So we're gonna go back to the other branch.
So have we created a PR yet, or just a branch?
I think I created it and also set it to auto merge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I think let's start another branch off of that one.
But it hasn't merged yet.
Well, yeah. Makes sense.
But it should merge soon, or
We don't need
CI
to
is
wait.
not very quick for us.
okay, so we don't really care. Okay, so new branch.
Yeah, but make sure you home it off of the branch the PR we just created.
Okay. And that was this error.
Oh, sorry. I guess rebase flatten error on top of this error from.
That
Okay.
means switch to flatten error,
Yeah.
but then mob start.
Okay, mob starts. And then
Mob done.
Oh, mob done. Oh.
Git stash.
Okay.
Git rebase.
What was it called?
Some.
Well, origin. Some.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't have it. I don't have
You
it.
don't have it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
This is fun.
Yes.
Okay. And stash pop.
No. Git push. Mob start. Now pop.
Okay. Oh.
But we have both modified, so just.
Great. All right. So what pieces do we actually want?
Let's look at the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we want to keep the updated upstream. It's easier.
Okay. You had a slick way, Don, of I may remember this wrong. But was there a slick way of actually just accepting the upstream? I usually just delete everything and I do it manually, but
There are commands for this,
yeah.
but here's how I do it if if I were you right now,
Yeah.
I would select the contents of updated upstream,
Okay.
which is one line, yank that,
Mm-hmm.
and then select over everything.
Okay. And just paste.
And paste, yeah.
There we go. All right. Nice.
Is this wrong somehow? Why is there a blank line there?
Yeah, that was.
Can you where'd the black line come from? There was no blank line. Oh, select. Did you select visual line?
I thought I did it the first time, but
Mm-hmm.
so this is
Okay.
visual line.
Okay. Try it.
So
And
yank
then
that visual line again. Paste. Okay.
good.
And then we still want the upstream here.
Yeah, I think it's easier for us to keep upstream and then to re-implement. That was trivial to re-implement.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Sort of conflicts. We could add.
I think you can do mob next. It does
Anyway.
pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did not like that. I think it's just because it's still in progress.
But mob next does git add.
Oh, it did it. Okay. All right.
What is this error?
Which? Oh.
What does this error say?
So let's see.
So, I mean, we effectively deleted everything on this branch, right? By accepting upstream. So, like, that commit got emptied out.
Huh.
Oh, so this is nothing.
You know,
Cool.
like the whole rebasing was kind of pointless. We could have just reset the other branch.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I mean, in that case, should I just
redo it?
Should I just get? Okay, you can do that too.
Redo the change.
What was that? What was I doing? Rebase?
No, what? Redo the change, our change that we are making in this branch. Manually edit the code, redo it.
Yeah, but it's already in here, right? Isn't this it?
No.
That's just getting rid of the explicit implementation.
Okay.
But the thing we were doing was we were exploding that one variant into two.
Yeah.
And we could have done it while dealing with the conflict, but like Shahar said, probably easier to just do it again.
Okay. So this branch for now is okay, and you guys want me to add the changes on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This mod branch is identical to the PR that we're waiting on, so let's just load that error variant again.
So that was crates. It's API.
Yep.
API lib.
Lib.
Okay. And then where were we?
Near the bottom,
Landed error.
Landed error.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's explode those two. That one variant, the second variant in landed error.
Mm-hmm.
Go up to the enum.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So PR number non-positive. That's fine. The thing we're going to explode is the second variant, the 4PR.
Mm-hmm. That's
going to explode into the two possibilities for that, which is some SQLX error. So I think we just called it SQLX error, but it's like a data bearing data bearing variant. So it has the SQLX error in it.
So it's like error. Oh man, I'm not gonna have any like autocomplete. Maybe we just Jeremy, you're probably a lot
Sorry,
better for this.
I'm just rotate.
Huh? I won't worry about this then.
All
Okay, mob next, which is already done. Okay, cool.
right. Ooh,
Don, what were you saying?
Take command.
So take command. Jeremy, take the helm.
all right.
Saying that
Mob.
I'm not buying it that making two variants is the right thing to do here, because there is an existing error type. It is from the store,
Mm-hmm.
and like the typical Rust thing to do here would be to wrap it in a new type that is from this domain, like to have another 4PR error that is in this domain. An
Yeah, I agree
alternative
we
to
could do
that would
that.
be to not have an enum in the store, and then to have.
I just don't see the value
Mhm.
in like calling it out as a separate type here. Like this is our API, the possible errors our API can return.
Mhm.
So it doesn't seem bad to me to just have
Yeah. Okay. Let's
a
try.
flat list. Okay. So the two are going to be, so I'll comment this out. We're going to do, there's going to be SQLX error, which is going to have something in it, which I don't know
I
what
think
yet.
it'll just be only SQLX there.
SQLX don't use the word error.
In general, if there is even a clippy lint, that if all your variants end with the same like suffix or start with the same prefix.
Got it. We are not found. This is going to be error. We are not found.
And I think you can add a from on the SQLX error on the field, so it'll be easy to convert.
Love it. Love it. All right.
And
In
yeah, that's it.
okay. Now, some places we previously had an explicit from. I'm a little confused. Some place landed error is getting massaged, and this is no longer happening. Okay, great. So I want to address this one first. This is saying we can't convert this into a landed error. Doing an implicit conversion, we need to implement this conversion. So I'm going to do that now. That's going to be impl from, and this is going to be from a for PR error, for landed error. And then I'm going to ask my editor to fill some stuff in. Here we go. Okay. And then I would do a match on value. Maybe a bad name for that variable. I don't know. Match arms. Okay. Oh, well, okay. So Shahar, how do I take advantage of this from that we just wrote? Because I'm going down a path where I would just like,
Yep, you grab a binding for that E, and you do E.into.
Into. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And then this will be a landed error. We are not found.
Self.
Love it. Okay. All right. So that should make the errors up above go away, and they did. This is now happy. Okay. And then down here, we will say this is a SQLX. This is just a SQLX error that we don't do anything with, but it's nice to know that we could in the future.
Just in case.
Yeah. Not found. Not found. This is all going to change, I think, when we do OpenAPI, but we're not doing that in this branch. And then here, we'll do the same thing then. When we landed error, this thing. Oh gosh, this is gonna, I probably can't select text like that. I'm not used to having virtual text. Okay, people X, and this will be, again, we're not using it, but there it is. And not found. Yeah, that might compile. Okay. Do them on next. Tonight, we'll do a good diff with the
The pull
the base branch.
request not found text.
Yes.
It could be a call to like self display.
Right here. Or,
That's like line 86 would be the canonical text display for that error.
mm-hmm.
And then you could use that in line 117.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and yeah, this is an example of actually we don't use the same string. Okay. And then this would be display of
self. I think you can call self display as a method on self.
Java.
Or sorry, display. The method for this display trait is toString, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
It wants a stir there because that's what. And you cannot borrow this, or maybe you can. Maybe it's static.
Am I borrowing something?
Just borrow.
Let me get rid of the into.
Yeah, but that would work only if it's static, and I don't think it's defined as static.
Mm-hmm. Right, rotate it, not bad.
J command.
All right, take the helm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I did not mean to mob start and main. So I'm mob running this, and then what branch should we be in?
Flatten. Error.
Pull this. I'll start here. And then look for errors. Yes, sir.
Trying to display that error.
The first branch determines the type. So this is a static lifetime stir.
Okay.
And now we're trying to use the display of some value in another branch.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way that these types align is that they're all turned into string. But that's one way. It's a typical way. I also wonder, since this is a static stir somewhere,
Right.
I also wonder whether whether we have something else for this, whether we have some way to obtain it as a static str.
Gotcha.
But
Maybe.
that would be kind of an additional feature. We could look at Rust LSP expand macro and try to see what stood error is implemented, but that's not it. This is orphan display implemented.
Yeah, and then there's that string literal.
There it is, and it's not accessible in any other way.
Right.
It's like an implementation detail of how it ends up implementing display.
Mm-hmm.
The display receives a formatter which you write into. So that's that. And this is a low-level language. Sometimes you do higher-level things, and then you just have to bite the bullet and do to-owned.
Are we biting the bullet in the sense that we're just accumulating some boilerplate in our code, or is this like, should this irk us because of like a memory allocation or something?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Right? This worked so far. It worked. Right?
Yeah. So like what's actually happening differently in terms of memory? Like this was a string compiled into the executable, and now we're like stashing it on the heap or something?
Yeah, but it goes to this function which takes a something that is into body, so it probably gets allocated anyway.
Sure. But it's like
maybe this is an additional allocation. Yeah.
So the to-owned is basically putting it on the heap.
No,
on the stack.
Probably on the stack.
Got it.
In this case.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, here it is literally on the
stack. Which is kind of silly because like we've already got a spot in memory where this string is. Okay. I see.
There's spot in static memory.
Right. Makes sense.
Okay, so that's that. What do we don't have any more errors here.
Yeah, I think that's the change.
Cargo test.
And now we can discuss if like this is the way I was pushing to do it, but Shahar, I know you were pushing for another type.
It's I won't even tomato.
Okay.
I think what's already implemented is what probably tips the scale in this.
All right. Well, I got my way because we did it my way.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So here's the diff. Instead of one variant, we have two variants. One of them is for SQLX, and its error is transparent. Its display implementation is transparent, which means it will just be the display of the underlying SQLX error. And the error of PR not found is explicit, and that's the second variant. And then we have an explicit implementation of for PR error, which is the store type, for landed error, which is this, that we added two variants to, and this for PR error ends up as one of two variants, not like it won't end up as this one. This is just an into because we have this from.
Yeah.
And this is an explicit variant
versus
to variant.
Being explicit here?
It is, because then you don't have like two of them. If you already have this, if you want to do this explicit, then don't have this from.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like not because Oh, I guess we didn't add the from here. It's kind of, at least in this diff, it looks like it's from the previous code. All right, looks good to me.
I think it could be explicit as well. Maybe even better. Where is it?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Do you think it's better?
This one. I remove this, and then this fails, and we could be explicit about this self SQLX E.
Yeah, that's what my, Rust beginner brain finds that easier to parse, but I don't know. Maybe when I'm at a higher level of Rust, it'll be just
No,
as easy for my brain to read.
I think it's somewhat, I don't know, somewhat cleaner, not sure.
Okay.
Slight risk of like, hey, there's not from here, and then you add someone adds a from, and then there's this already exists,
Yeah.
and then you have two.
Right.
What's the correct call on this? I'm not sure. This is right underneath.
Yeah. Cool.
Rotated.
All right, Shahar, take command.
Rob, take the helm.
We must be getting near the end of our mod session because Rob's blurry again. That is so funny.
It's funny. I kind of looked into it, and there's some Python project for controlling your, like, I don't know, cameras and other things. And it looks like the recommendation is to turn off autofocus. So I think
and
that
control it with software.
Yeah, well, like just don't even. Apparently, it just makes everything. There's no depth of field. Like it's just everything's kind of, it's like, well, that's fine for a Zoom call. Like I don't really care.
Oh
I don't know. So I thought it's funny. I thought that would be persistent because I actually had the same webcam hooked up to a different computer that I could make that toggle. This laptop doesn't have the library. But I guess I have to have it on any machine. So it's
What
not
camera
like
is it?
the Logitech, like 920C.
C9.
Yeah.
C920
Mm-hmm.
or something. I
C920.
also have that, and but you never know what you're getting inside, really.
No, I mean I could have got this. I think I got this during COVID, so maybe it was like a knockoff. Like who
yeah.
knows? No idea. Okay, wait, that even started. Okay. Yep, that looks about right. Okay.
The that was the entire diff, wasn't it? Can you
No,
show
this is
git?
just the commit.
Show us
Do you
the
want?
git diff against the base branch, not against main. It may be against main, but I think the no-brainer is to do against the base branch, which is flat and error.
Oh yeah. Origin flatten. Okay. Here's the diff. That's it. All fit on one page.
Yeah. So
Good to me.
I'm okay with this change,
Okay.
which is good enough for us to. I think it'll overcome, like I said, one hurdle.
Should I open up a PR?
Yeah, I think you can ship it in. What's like? What happens now if you just create a PR from the do a mob done? Git commit. What I do here is select visual, the first line.
Okay.
And then search hash. and then
Oh,
press
no,
enter, and then go 2 lines up, and then delete.
just normal commit message. So is this a refactor?
It's a refactor.
So,
It's about not reusing landed error in. No, not reusing PR not reusing for PR error in landed error.
PR error in landed error. Like that?
I suppose.
Good.
All right. Guess let's see if I can create this.
We might want to rebase them. Our PR
Can do
might have
that.
landed.
You can do that in Git. I kind of want to see what GitHub. Also, it failed.
I don't think I have do I have write access to the tracker?
You don't?
Oh,
No,
no
of course
PR
you
for
have.
you.
You've been pushing. No, I think this is like your GH CLI is not authenticated.
Man,
Try
like
GH auth
Well, it might be
status.
authenticated. Is it possible that you've got an access token for developing on PR Tracker that's conflicting?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I
Try-
don't.
That's an
Yeah.
issue both Shahar and I had. And now we have a patch to GH that we won't use.
Oh, yes, it is. It is that access
We are at
token.
risk of needing to edit the edit the video here, but at this point I do echo dollar GitHub underscore token or GH underscore token.
You just don't print it.
Yeah, I guess do echo dollar and just press tab, but don't hit enter. Or G, capital
Yeah.
G.
Yeah, you have a GitHub token here.
Okay.
Why
Do
did
you
I?
remember
test
us
our
making
theory.
this?
Yeah.
Try
What? Yeah.
running.
Why do we make that? I can't.
Because there's a test. There's a test that is impure. It actually hits the GitHub API.
Oh, I remember. So this was just there's no permissions on this token. It's just like
Yeah.
just
For
authenticate
rate
the user.
limiting.
Yeah. Okay. Now I
And what's
remember.
happening is that GHCLI also reads this environment variable. And this environment variable doesn't have the permissions
Mm-hmm.
that you need.
So you can do this as a one-liner without
Yeah.
using unset. If you whatever command you were trying to run, GHPR create,
Yeah.
just prefix that with env-u for unset, and then the name of the env space -u for unset,
Oh,
and then the
okay.
name of the environment variable, and then the command to run.
Okay.
Which would be GHPR create.
create. Is it? Yeah, I'm getting
Create.
Is
Yeah.
this great? Wow,
Mhm.
I thought it was a flag. All right.
Mob
There
start
it is.
has a create
There
flag.
you go. And so that is basically the patch that Shahar and I have for GHPR create.
Okay. That's fine. I was thinking that my token had just expired. And I was like, I could have sworn it worked yesterday or whatever I
Right.
did. All right.
Can you show us what this pull request looks like? I'm curious because it's not based on the target branch.
Yeah. I was opening up on the wrong thing. Let me just.
You can do GHPR view with web.
Yeah,
If that
it's just in
feels
the wrong. It's the
convenient.
wrong
Browser.
Yeah, I default to Firefox, but I don't. I'm using. I think this is Chrome for what we've been doing, so this is fine.
There's
Okay.
one PR open, so the other one is being merged, which means that this is now not based correctly because there's an additional commit, a merge commit.
Yep.
So you can click the update branch button, but not with the button itself, with the drop down, and then rebase.
The drop down.
Yeah, because by default it has a merge commit there.
Are you just curious to see what it does? Or
no, I actually want this to be rebased.
well, I know. I just
what? Sorry, what are you asking?
I just doing this in the web has always been. I don't know. I don't really trust it.
It's just a rebase. It's literally just rebase.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. So that worked, and then
yeah, enable auto merge.
Enable auto merge. Okay, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Now we can work on top of flatten error. We can rotate, I suppose. Rob, take command.
All right.
Well, how late are we going here?
Yeah, it's getting pretty late.
I did not keep track of time at all.
I should stop.
I was gonna say
I don't know what's going on.
2 more hours ahead of me,
12
right?
minutes after.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Jeremy it's still pretty late.
Yeah, I have things to do as well. I have an episode of Full Time Nicks to edit.
All right.
What's the subject?
It's a new guest. It's a long conversation with a new guest.
All right. Thank you for doing the interviews, by the way. I really appreciate that for the steering committee stuff.
Have you both voted?
Yes.
Yes.
I did that. Yeah. Made sure to do it yesterday, so I wasn't waiting till after this.
Results coming in a few hours.
Oh. I thought tomorrow was the last day of voting. Today is the last day of voting?
Today is the last day. Did you do it, or?
I was not eligible.
Oh, okay.
I hope I will be by the time of the next one.
Nice. Good.
Wait, am I even correct?
No, it's the 3rd. Yeah. So it'll be
anywhere on Earth.
Anywhere on Earth, 3rd. So, what time zones last? I mean,
I'm already in the 4th year. So.
Yeah, you're in the future.
I'm also in the 4th. I just caught up to you.
So soon we'll have an email. So good luck, and thank you for participating, Rob and Jeremy.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.